What is up, Prince Squad? I am back with another video, and today I'm doing kind of a story time video for you guys. It is funny now, but it wasn't funny then. But earlier this week, actually on Monday, I had a situation with a customer. I actually had a customer that I was dealing with, already in here when this guy came in. And it's a guy that's been in here before. So when he came in, he was like, what's up, stranger? I haven't seen you in a while or whatever. And, he's an older gentleman. And I was dealing with a customer that, she had some add-ons to an order that she was coming to pay for because she was going to pick that order up later that day. And she needed 2 of the shirts done by a certain time. So I'm doing my best to try to get that done for her and interact with her and get her on out and take her payment and everything. So while I'm dealing with her, I ended up having to come to the back of my shop. And when I came to the back of the shop to kind of show her what it looks like, because she was wanting black ink on purple shirts, and I was trying to show her, what it was going to look like, that it would be better to get a lighter color. So after I dealt with her and she left, the guy came and he was telling me he wanted a turtleneck. That was his original thing. And I'm like, well, I don't know exactly where I can get a turtleneck from, but if you get the turtleneck, I can print it for you. Then he was telling me what he wanted on the shirt, and he was wanting like 3 different emblems, and it's from the USM something. To be honest with you, I don't even know. All I know was like a shield shaped emblem, and they had like different ones, and he showed it to me on his phone, and from what I'm gathering, those different emblems were like updated emblems of each other, is what it looked like to me. It was like, how when a company may have a logo and they update their logo and it looks similar, but it's like supposed to be like a better logo or whatever. So I'm telling him how much I charge, and he decided, okay, he's gonna get the other shirts later. He'll get the turtleneck today. So I'm trying to get the information from this guy, and I gave him an order form, and I'm letting him fill out the order form. And at the same time, he's kind of taking his time and doing a little extra stuff. And so once I told him how much everything would cost with my t-shirt, I guess that was too high for him, and he didn't want to pay that amount. So he's like, well, you know what, I have some shirts in my car. So he went outside and he came back in with a pack of undershirts. And you guys know how the white undershirts, how thin they are, and you can see straight through them. You can like hold them up in front of you, and you can see the person on the other side of you, and stuff like that. But that's the shirt he was wanting printed on. So, after dealing with this guy for a few minutes, more minutes than I should have had to deal with him, for him to not spend money with me, like you taking up too much time for something that the ideal that you have, I kind of don't think is a good ideal. So when it comes to stuff like that, sometimes I can't just tell the customer, look, your ideal is stupid, or look, I don't want to deal with this, or whatever, so I'm just there trying to be patient, trying to deal with the guy. So I'm telling him, yeah, I have these shirts, I have to get 2 of these shirts done because the people gonna pick them up, or they need them at a certain time or whatever. So so then by the time he went to his car and got back the shirts, I'm like, okay, show me what you want on your shirts. Because I had originally, he showed me or whatever, and I was like, okay, can you send them to me? And I gave him my card so he could get my phone number to either text it or he could email it to me. So while I'm up there, and I'm like, okay, how many different colors does this design have? And also, how big do you want each of these emblems on the back, and how many different ones do you want? So so he's talking to his phone like Siri or whatever, I don't know exactly, but he's like USM's whatever logo. And so that's what he's telling his phone. So after he said that, I'm like, okay, what I need to know right now, sir, is what size, how big and this and that. I'm trying to get information from him so I can write it down, and I can try to do this job, even though I didn't really want to have to fool with this job. But I'm trying to do the right thing, because this is a business. I can't just turn away people for not a good reason. So he's like, well, just hold on for a minute. Now I'm trying to do this and that. Now I'm standing up here trying to tend to him. So I was like, all right, sir. Well, I got this other order that has to be done, and at this time it's almost 12 o'clock, and these people want these 2 shirts before 1 o'clock because it was some RIP t-shirts for a baby, and they was going to the funeral home at 1 o'clock, and they wanted to get the shirts before they went over there. So, you know, with something like that, I'm putting that more important than this other thing that he don't need the shirts by a certain time or anything, you know. So I just tell him, and I've done this before with many of my customers, you know, because I'm usually here by myself at the shop, so I might tell them, go ahead and fill out your order form, and I'm gonna do this right quick, and just let me know once you get it done. So I'll step in the back, and I may be printing shirts or doing whatever, weeding vinyl, and my customer's there filling out the form. And once my customer fills out the form, then, you know, that's when I deal with them again, and they just say, hey, I'm ready or whatever, and, you know, and I stop what I'm doing. And this guy, when I told him, I was like, okay, sir, I was like, okay, go ahead and do that, and I'm gonna go ahead and get these shirts because these people already paid and they want to pick their shirts up by a certain time. So by the time I go and start working on, you know, trying to get the shirt ready so that I can send it to the vinyl cutter and cut it out, he gets mad, and he's I don't even know exactly what he was saying, but he was just like, he was just mad, man, like a storm had just hit him or something, you know. And he was just going off, and he just like was grabbing up his shirts because he brought the whole pack in, and he had just set one of them on the counter for me, and he went and like grabbed his other shirts because I have like a little couch. Y'all have seen me sit on the black like the little couch thing and do some of my videos, but he grabbed his stuff, he came over to the counter, he snatched his shirt off, he went out the door, he slammed the door. So by this time I called my friend on the phone, and I got the earpiece in like I always have, because, you know, I'm always multitasking. So by the time I called her, he comes back in the shop, and he snatches his order form off of the sheet and just slams the door again and leaves out. And, you know, when he did this, and by the time he left out, you know, I'm thinking, what is wrong with this guy? And the guy, when he first came in, I left this part out, he actually had told me he went to the other place, and they seemed like he wasn't high enough, he was too low class for them or something, is what he said. So what I'm thinking is it was a similar situation, because it's a sign place. They will print t-shirts, but they mostly specialize in printing signs. And I'm thinking when they went down to this, when this guy went down to them, they probably told him a price that he didn't want to hear, or I don't know what happened, but he got real upset and he stormed out. So then he come back in my shop and snatch his order form off of my clipboard, which if he's not making an order, that's not his order form. If I haven't given it to him, but, you know, to keep down problems, I just let him go with it. But then, you know, when he left, it made me think. I'm like, okay, this is something like what a criminal would do, you know. If you trying to get the evidence, okay, you done came in here and you done act crazy with me for no reason, so now you're trying to get the order form so I don't have your information that I can turn into the police department. But, you know, your girl right here, she watched those detective shows like the First 48 and all kind of stuff like that. So, you know, I got a few little things that I have seen on there. So what I ended up doing, okay, he had snatched his order form off, so I got a pencil and I like kind of turned it sideways and kind of like shaded it in, so I was able to read everything that he wrote on the paper. So, you know, that was just a crazy situation, and that's actually not my craziest situation, but since it was a fresh one, you know, I just decided to go ahead and tell that story today. And what I would like to know is, do you have a crazy situation that you have had where you had to deal with a customer that was irate, or a customer that just had problems, or a customer you couldn't satisfy? I would like to know about that. You can either leave it down below, but on Sunday when I do my live stream, that is what it's going to be about. I would like to, you know, have a little fun with y'all, and we can talk about some of these situations and maybe see what we would have done, or what we could have done or should have done differently. So With that being said, be sure to tune in on Sunday for the live stream for more discussion about problem customers. And I thank you guys for watching. And if you like the video, hit the thumbs up button. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And be sure to check down below the video in the description box. I have all kind of links down there. I have links to all the equipment that I use and the supplies that I use. I have links to get the Print Squad t-shirts. I have links for the free website and the free credit card processing. So be sure to check that out, because I always try to put some goodies down there for you guys. And I will see you guys in the next video. Print Squad out.